Hi, welcome back to TrueSight episode 2. I'm joined here by the one and only
Busio.
And yeah, without further ado, let's go ahead and get to the first slide.
Yeah. Wait, no, even more.
Yes, it did. It's great.
The fuck is this shit?
Mikhail, where do you get this, bro?
Don't worry about that.
Content, dude.
How old is this? Like 5 years?
6 years?
6 years?
What am I looking at? What the fuck?
So yeah, I mean, obviously everyone knows about the wide web meme, but apparently wide Busio is also still very real.
Of course,
So-
that's why we're teammates.
So go ahead and run me through kind of like your background with streaming.
I think when I was like a Katarina one trick, I think at 13 years old, I was a Katarina one trick. I hit masters and then I started streaming. Probably because I just wanted money. Yeah, probably my dad encouraged me to stream because like I was playing League many hours a day, so like might as well stream, you know.
Did you make like much money as like a 13-year-old?
I mean, for a 13-year-old, it was like okay.
How much were you making, if you don't mind me asking?
I don't actually know, honestly. I mean, it's just like not much. My
It's like-
stream was like
A ballpark, like
50 viewers.
so probably like a couple hundred maybe? Or was it like
a month?
yeah, or was it like less than that? Do you think?
I don't know, maybe like 200 a month, but I don't actually know. Like,
Honestly, fair enough. I mean, I feel like most of like the solo queue players don't have much of a background in streaming, but I mean, we have this followed by another 2 clips. So if we go to the next slide,
two
we
more
have
clips.
yeah, we have another clip of you.
Oh, this clip is goated.
They all have too much HP.
This one's absolutely legendary. Yeah. The harder you hit a keyboard as Katarina, the more damage. Absolutely own that guy.
Can I get a clip?
And then you need to plug in all chat, of course.
True.
Of course.
So what did your keyboard do to you?
Well, it's just more damage, bro. The
Fair
harder
enough.
you hit it, the more you hurt the keyboard, the more you hurt the enemies.
So like in this moment, what is going through your mind? Because I do not recognize a single one of these people. So this must be low.
Bro, you're low. Like, you're low master's peak.
Asshole. Okay, go ahead and run me through what's going through your head in this moment. Because this guy's almost dead. You have your teammate and then 4 enemies. So did you think you could win this all along, or was it kind of like a coin flip kind of thing?
Well, I need to interrupt. This is Wolfie, MU's mid laner at the time, so this is not that low elo lobby.
Fair enough.
For
I stand
one.
corrected.
Yeah. But it's just natural, you know? Like, when you have Katarina talent like me, you don't really need to think. It's just, you go in and you kill them all.
That's fair.
Yeah.
That's when they had Gunblade back in the
Yeah, the good old
I'm
days.
sure you're wait, did you quit Katarina before they removed that?
Probably? I don't actually remember, though.
I think they removed it like season 9. I think you were playing Amateur 100 next, I think, at the time.
Yeah, so then I probably quit Katarina.
Yeah, fair enough. So do you feel like your like experience on like mid lane is something that you kind of like took over to support, because it's pretty common for supports to be like other positions role swapped over?
Yeah, I mean, for sure, like, laning, micro stuff from laning definitely transfers over. Like, it's just natural. Or, like, just, like, playing team fighting as a carry. Like, for example, if I'm playing, like, a mage support or enchanter, someone that's very easy to kill, like, I have the skills already just, like, naturally from being a mid laner. So, yeah.
That's fair. I mean, I think you're one of like the few supports who like kind of aren't afraid to try things. You play like the standard supports, and then at MSI, we'll talk about that later. You pick Nico. So I feel like you can kind of see some of like the mid lane experience like translate over to your play and support in LCS.
Yeah.
So if we can go to the next slide, we have one last clip. This one's called the Po Belter.
The Po Belter. Oh, I also remember this.
I'll do the Pro Belter steal, and I'll send it to Pro Belter.
I did not send it.
This
to
game's so easy! I'm sending that to Pro Belter.
Wow, I am so cringe.
Pro Belter did that on my game.
This is hard to watch, but yeah, another standard play. You know, just natural talent. Steal a Baron.
It's kind of funny because it has like a parallel to like the Afro movie. Like, what the fuck? Support is so easy, dude.
Yeah.
So would you say like a copycat in that case? Because you're copying Po Belter's play, and then you stole Afromu's voice line. So
Well, the Afro part, that's just unintentional. But the Po Belter part, probably like I was watching Synapse or something on stream, or like some Twitch highlights, and probably like I just watched Po Belter steal Baron like that. So then, you know, just being a good streamer, really connecting with my viewers.
have you ever had an original thought, or have you always been like a copycat?
Have you, bro?
I'm the one asking questions. We can switch seats if you
Yeah,
want
we
to.
can switch.
No, I
We can
don't
switch.
actually want to. No.
Then don't ask.
All right. So if we can go ahead and go to the next slide. We're going to be talking about your early career. So you were on that developmental program called 100 Next,
Yeah.
which ended up becoming 100 Academy. So kind of run me through how you came along the opportunity to play for 100 Next.
I think I played a split of amateur as a mid laner on Polar Ace, and then 100 Next wanted me, and they said as a mid laner or as a support, but they were more encouraging like role swapping to support because they saw the support pool in the LCS and thought like a mid lane role swapping to support would be like a big advantage. So then I just committed.
Was this something like you literally only did because they asked you to, or like is this something that like crossed your mind like I can maybe realistically do this and like maybe I'll be able to be better than most of the supports?
No, I mean that was the first time I thought about role swapping. But yeah, as you said, like the point is I have like more natural mechanical talent from being a mid laner. So if I swap to support, it's just a big advantage.
Have you ever thought about switching back, or has it just been like you enjoy it enough to like stick with it? Like what makes support as a role so entertaining for you to keep on playing it?
Support's pretty fun because it's like there's many different styles. You know, like the way you play a melee support versus like a mage support is like night and day, completely different gameplay. But also I just think support's fun because since you don't have to CS and you're not like bound by a lane, you can get really creative. You're kind of the wild card on the map, so you can have a lot of impact in solo queue and in pro play.
That's fair. So do you feel like the things you learned from 100X were things you translated into like the rest of your career, or was it more of like a just getting your foot in the door kind of opportunity?
It was just getting my foot in the door because like previously I played 0 support and maybe I played like a month or 2 of solo queue as support and then I'm already playing like competitive amateur games. So like I was not even that good of a support in my first split of amateur. I was just like learning the role, honestly.
Yeah, fair enough. And that was back when each LCS team had like a partnered academy team. So
Yeah.
at what point did you feel like I'm good enough to go to academy? Was there like a certain point, or were you always like, hey, I know I can do this. Let me just make it actually happen?
I don't know. I didn't really have like that realization because honestly, I was always like a developmental player. For a while, like 100 Thieves liked me because like I had a good work ethic and I really wanted to become a good support. So when I got promoted to academy, I was not like the best academy support initially or anything, but I just like worked hard and 100 Thieves would know I would work hard and it happened. Yeah.
So kind of like run me through your experience on academy, because that was back when they were all in person. You lived with your teammates.
Yeah.
And I believe you were on academy for a couple years.
Just one.
Was it just one full year?
Yeah.
So I mean, you've been through like quite a few teammates. You've had multiple AD carries. You've been with a lot of teammates. So like, how much did academy mean to like your development as a player to this day?
Yeah, I think academy was pretty important because like the first split, spring split, it was like, who was my jungler? I think it was Kenvi.
Kenvi at first, and then you had Will at one point.
Yeah. So at first, like Kenvi was like our team leader. He was probably like our best academy player. And I was just like learning more about competitive, also like the pro player lifestyle, just getting used to that, and just like improving as a support. And as a bot duo, my ADC was Wixie, and we had like pretty successful results. But then in summer, we had a big roster change. We had Will, right? And my ADC changed as well. And then my personal goal, and also like from the org, was like to become the team leader, like replace the role Kenvi had in the team. So summer, I was basically like trying to shot call for the team. It was me and Tenacity. I had Tenacity then, I think. And yeah, that was pretty important because I learned how to become more of a leader.
That's fair. So when you say gamer lifestyle, what exactly do you mean? What does that entail?
Just like living with the boys, playing solo queue, streaming, managing your time, eating well, just like everything about like living on your own and being a pro gamer. Yeah.
Do you have like a favorite teammate from like the academy era? Like, do you talk to any of them still?
Do I talk to any of them still? No.
Because they're all kind of like different spots. Like,
yeah, I don't really talk to them, but I like all my teammates, honestly.
fair enough. We can go to the next slide. So we're going to talk about your promotion to the LCS. So you promoted in early 2023. The roster was obviously Tenacity, Closer. You had Bjergsen, Doublelift, and yourself.
Yeah.
And coming into the split, I think Doublelift was someone who had really high praise for you. So, I mean, obviously, it is pretty big shoes to fill to debut with someone as decorated and as storied as Doublelift. So what was your thought process when you were originally approached to promote to the LCS?
it was like pretty expected. Like I knew it was coming because 100 Thieves just showed a lot of interest in me for so long, and that they wanted me to be their eventual LCS support. But I was pretty shocked by the roster, of course. Like I did not expect to play with Doublelift and Bjergsen because that happened out of nowhere. And I really thought we had a strong roster. Like all the players were great. And yeah, I mean, it was shocking, the roster for sure.
Because I remember even during like that boot camp, you guys went to Korea at the end of 2022, and you were playing things like Heimerdinger and solo queue. So you've never been one who was kind of scared to play the picks.
Yeah.
But when it came to like double, did you ever feel like you were pressured to play a certain style? I mean, in China they call it raise the puppy. Did you ever feel like you had to play raise the puppy at all? Or?
Probably the first split of LCS, I felt like that a lot because the meta was Lucian Nami, Zeri Lulu trades, and like some Sivir Yumi and stuff. So I was just the kitten, you know? Like,
Can you meow for me?
No.
Okay, well, continue.
But, like, I was just playing enchanters, you know, just kind of sticking to the ADC. So, yeah, I was just kind of like an enchanter player in that meta because that was the meta. But then in summer it changed. Like I was playing mostly like Rakan and Thresh, and that was really fun and kind of similar to like how my academy year went of like spring and summer being so different in terms of like my responsibilities on the team. It was important to develop during the time, man.
Did you ever feel like you're weaker at enchanters? Because I mean, you definitely are more comfortable on the engage supports and these are kind of like pocket picks like Pyke, Camille, those kind of champs. But did you feel like enchanters were like a weak area of yours coming into like when you debuted?
No, they're just different. But I would say like, yeah, we were boot camping in Korea before Spring Split in the winter, and like the bot matchups at the time, as you said, like even Heimerdinger was in meta. Oh, and it was also like the ranged supports like Ashe, Kalista. It was that meta.
Yeah.
That was pretty challenging because the micro of laning was very, very important. Because once you get Pria, the lane would kind of be over because the enemy bot lane was also 2 ADCs. So whoever has Pria will just keep pushing, keep getting the advantage. So like level 1 and exactly how you play that was very, very important. So I felt a lot of pressure to play well because I was still like learning the laning fundamentals. Because like in academy, kind of wherever goes, even if you make mistakes, if you make good plays, then you'll still win. But in that meta specifically, there was like no room for error in the early laning, so that was pretty difficult.
For sure, and I think that roster, a lot of people had like mixed reactions. A lot of people felt like it was like a very well balanced roster because you obviously had the goats and Bjergsen and Doublelift, and you had a balance of like young talent. And then at the time, Closer was like considered the best, if not like a top 2, top 3 jungle at the time. And I believe you guys had a slogan, "The rocket doesn't stop halfway" or something like that.
Yeah.
So why did the rocket fall flat?
The rocket did not make it because I don't know. Honestly. Like I thought in at least spring it was going pretty well. I think we ended regular season,
I think 4th.
I think honestly third
or 4th. Yeah.
Probably the most fun day of LCS was the last day of Spring Split. We had many tiebreakers. I think I was at the studio till like 11 p.m. It was absolutely wild. And we just won every single tiebreaker. It was so hype. And we went from like 6th or 7th place to 3rd in a day. So the Rocket was going strong there. And then we just lost first round of playoffs versus Golden Guardians, I think 2-3. And we were like winning the 3rd game. So like that was just kind of like happens, you know? But then Summer Split was much more challenging for us with the roster changes. We just didn't really click as well. So the Rocket definitely fell flat there.
So would you say the rocket ran out of fuel in that case?
It definitely did, yeah.
That's pretty unfortunate to hear. I was hoping it wouldn't. I was in the studio every weekend like, yeah. It's Tenacity Scion, yeah.
Lane swap.
Was it lane swap back then?
Oh, well, we wouldn't lane swap like level 1, but we'd lane swap for Herald and just send it down side lane with a Jinx.
Yeah.
Or we dive bot level 1 with the Scion. You
know,
take the 3 camps with the jungler and pull a bot lane wave 2. That was hype.
I feel so bad for that guy. Thank God he's out of that fucking team. All right, if we can go to the next slide. So, I mean, obviously you joined FlyQuest. You have a calm little fit here. Who did you have? Did you have Drake or Kendrick?
I don't know, bro. I didn't really follow it that much. But
well, I'm going to put you on the spot. Go ahead and pick one right now.
Pick one?
There's a correct
I
answer.
feel like the popular answer is Kendrick.
Fair enough. So in that case, if inspired calls for Drake, do you ever run top in protest?
I mean, we probably first drugs, you know. Drake is like whatever, so.
But why do you do that?
Grubs are strong, and like taking the Drake at 5 minutes is like a bit too early for the jungler to like be doing the objective. So the 6-minute timer kind of lines up better.
Fair enough. So go ahead and run me through your fit here. You obviously have
Okay.
a black shirt. I believe that's a Metamorphosis necklace.
That is not a Metamorphosis necklace. I
uh,
wish though.
I believe that's a Vivian Westwood necklace.
Could be.
So yeah, go ahead and run me through like the planning, like the mental preparation.
The
of wearing this
planning?
fit. Yeah.
Okay. Well, I had the gray suit, you know, and at my previous formal event, the Streamer Awards, you know, I'm invited because big streamer. I wore a white shirt, and I just decided to swap it up, you know, different chroma. So got the black shirt, and yeah, and then I have my jungler right here. He's an important accessory to the fit. So
Yeah, I mean, you're obviously teammates with the Polish Mark Zuckerberg. So what's it like playing with Inspired? He's a player like was very successful in Europe. He came over to NA and he's been like a perennial MVP candidate. So kind of like run me through like the teammate dynamic with him specifically because you know support jungle.
Yeah. He's honestly like one of a kind. Like he's very, very good at the game. He's very smart. He knows everything about all roles, honestly. He's just very, very smart about the game. And he also like really tries to help his teammates. And he has like a reputation for being toxic because maybe in like interviews and stuff, he does have like more of an ego, but he's actually a really great teammate. Like he always tries to help me, tries to help Masu, tries to help Quad. And yeah, he's also good at the game. So it's like no complaints. He's also like fun outside of the game. Like he's always down to do activities. So he's down to hang out. So yeah, pretty good.
I mean, this event is called Rule with Red and it was sponsored by Logitech and of course Olipop. So would you like?
Yeah. I
mean, you're like the poster boy for Olipop. So would you like to like sell this to me?
Yeah. Yes, Mahir. See, this is Olipop Tropical Punch. It's a healthy soda. You know, it's got prebiotics, botanicals, and plant fiber.
Prebiotic? You mean probiotics?
No, pre.
Pre?
Yeah. You've never heard? There's pre and probiotics.
Where does it say that? I did not know prebiotics was a thing. What the hell?
Really?
What is a prebiotic?
I don't know. It's like not probiotics. It's the other biotics.
Yeah. Fair enough. Well, go ahead and continue with your sales pitch.
There's a wide variety of flavors. This is Tropical Punch, and they have many different flavors, so whatever suits your needs, you can go for. Like, I personally like the cream soda one. It's my favorite. I also like the root beer one. Yeah.
And for someone who's like on a diet, is this like a good choice, would you say, for someone who's on a diet?
Yeah, it's 35 calories, so that's pretty low, yeah.
35 calories?
Yeah.
Not bad.
Yeah, great.
Well, you have me convinced. I might drink this after this episode.
Yeah.
If we can go to the next slide. So obviously, as a white boy from the suburbs, the very gated community of Seattle, you have an affinity for the rapper Lil Uzi Vert. So run me through that and why that is.
I don't know. I just like his music. It's very playful.
Do you feel like you relate to the lyrics?
No.
Not at all?
I mean, some lyrics are generic that everyone can relate to, but most of the lyrics, no. Not at all.
So when he says, stand on my money, I'm 6'6", would you relate to that? With your LCS salary?
You know, a little bit. But
I mean, I see the Vivian Westwood. I see the purple hoodie. You, for lack of a better term, you got the shit on. So, so if we can go ahead and proceed to the next slide, you're actually going to be performing for us.
I'm going to be performing?
Yes, you are.
There's no way.
Come on, do it.
There's just no way.
Don't let me down. Do it. Come on, there's a mic right there.
I don't really know the lyrics.
You know the lyrics.
I've never heard this song, actually.
Actually? You're serious.
No, I'm not.
There you go. Let's try this one more time. Go back.
Bro, but here there's no way I'm singing, right?
Dude, sing, bro.
Bro, there's no
I'm so serious. Just fucking sing. What's it gonna take? I'll literally do anything.
Bro, you should like finish the lyric or something, you know?
That's what this is.
Yeah, but now I'm singing. Like,
Do it.
I can't lose.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Hey.
There's no way.
Come on, you were halfway there.
That's perfect. I dropped
dropped
the
one
line.
line.
Bro, that's all you need.
You know what?
That's all you need.
Next slide, please.
Next slide.
Surely you got this one. I know you want to.
It's kind of a banger, yeah?
Yeah, I know you get it.
Whoa.
I'll sing with you. Yeah, it do not matter. Turn to a savage, punk got fast. Oh,
Bro, we make a good duo.
you're smart. You didn't say that lyric.
I don't know that line.
Play it one more time. Go and just hit like the play button.
No, I really don't know that line.
Oh, I mean, we'll listen to it.
Yeah.
I know you know the line. I know you know the line.
No, I don't know that one. I listened to the clean version.
Oh, fair enough.
Yeah.
Yeah, it do not matter. Turn to a savage, pocket got fatter, she got me down.
What's going on?
What's the last line? Finish the last line, Busio.
Oh, that's what we're doing?
Yeah, finish the last line. You want you to fill in the lyrics? Go and finish the last line.
I don't know the last line.
I know you know what the last line is.
I don't. Seriously.
You know what? It's fine. We'll proceed to the next side.
Yeah, proceed.
So vegan of you. So now we're gonna talk about MSI.
Gulp.
And Gulp. You're looking pretty nice, honestly.
Thank you, bro.
Where can I find the FlyQuest jersey? It's a pretty nice jersey.
FlyQuest.com, probably. FlyQuest.com/shop.
Isn't it FlyQuest.gg?
FlyQuest.gg. My apologies.
Fair enough. So MSI, for lack of a better term, was, how would you describe MSI, honestly?
A learning experience. What's so
Wow.
funny, guys?
Okay, well, quite a bit of learning. What is
Quite
it?
a bit. You need to lose to improvement here.
Isn't it like every loss is a learn? They call it like learns in like the league community.
Yeah, absolutely.
So kind of like run me through like, you guys flew to Korea before going to China for MSI. So how did the boot camp experience go, and then how was the transition into MSI?
Yeah, I mean, the boot camp experience was different because I've been to Korea maybe 5 times
Damn.
for boot camps, but this is the first time it was for a tournament. Previously it's just for like in between spring and summer, or just in the off season, just to like keep mechanics warm. But this was for a tournament. We're scrimming with intention, so it definitely felt way more intense than other boot camps. And we just used it to prepare for MSI, because once we got to China, I think we had like 2, maybe 3 scrim days before we started playing. So most of our preparation was in Korea.
So you guys went to stage. You beat PSG. Looked pretty solid the first time around, and then PSG version 2 happened. What happened there?
Well, I'd like to say like the first PSG game, I played horribly.
I agree.
And the team, thank you. And the team carried me hard. And then the second game against PSG, probably like everyone underperformed. Like we just had like some early game tragedies that made the game really hard to play. It's not like PSG was that strong of a team. We just underperformed for sure.
From what I observed, because I was watching all those games, it felt like there was almost like, it feels like the first time around when it came to PSG, you guys had more cohesion, but the second time around, it felt a little bit more disconnected. Would you agree with that, like that statement?
Yeah, I mean, like, I guess so, but like, honestly, the truth is just if bad things happen early game and it's hard to recover, of course you're going to look disconnected, because like the game's just hard to play and you need to try very desperate plays to get back. So then of course it's going to look silly, but it could just be like on the day, just some early mistakes were made in the game, so then it just snowballs.
And I mean, I don't know if you remember, you actually broke a record at MSI.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
The quickest international loss for NA ever.
Yeah.
So how do you like mentally bounce back after that? Because that's like, as like a young player, that's like something that I think a lot of players would psych themselves out of afterwards. And I saw like on stage after you guys were eliminated, things were pretty emotional. So what was like running through your head after you lost? I mean, Keria is someone who, you and me both, but me better because I'm a better dick rider. But we both kind of idolize. What was it like playing against him and then eventually losing to him?
I mean, playing against him was cool. It's like very humanizing to see like the best support in the world. Maybe not the best right now, but like
No,
in
he's
my
still
head.
the best. He's still the best.
Okay. It's very like humanizing to see him in the game and seeing like the small things he does better than you. That makes a big difference, because not like everything he's doing is just like better and he's on like some whole nother level. It's just he does small things better, and then it kind of like completes the game more. So they're just a way better team because of that. And the results, the range in results is very big because of small things, I would say. But and then losing to them, like losing fast, like that doesn't affect me at all, because you can also like be in a losing position and then just like play scared and not try things to like play for game time, but that's like completely pathetic. You should just try something, and if you lose, you go next. It's like a scrim, if it's hard losing, the best thing to do is to try something, or you're gonna lose anyways.
So I mean, you hear it here. Playing against T1 is like playing a scrim, apparently. So what, like you mentioned, it's like the small things he does, but if you had to like recollect some of those small things, like what do you think are things that he does specifically that are like different from NA? Because I feel like in NA, regardless of how well you played, it feels like you can get away with a lot more domestically. What are some of the small things that Keria or other international supports do?
Yeah, I mean, as a team, they just understand the game better. They're more practiced. They have better planning. But like, for example, Keria played Ash against us. I think it was in game 2, and it was a swap situation. And just the way they played super well around the top stacks was really good. Like Keria would go through mid and like would take so much space in the river, even without his jungler, just like bluffing that his jungler was behind him. And then like later in the game, he's using the Kalista ult super well, playing the Ashe, just making so much space in fights. And yeah, that's just really impressive. And now like when I play Ashe, for example, like I try to apply that, you know? So, I mean, he just does everything well.
I mean, it's like a pretty common question. People ask $1 million or dinner with Jay-Z. I'm not sure why Jay-Z's a de facto celebrity, but would you take $1 million or dinner with Keria?
Definitely $1 million, yeah.
I'll give you another chance. Like, would you rather take $1 million or dinner with Keria?
Dinner with Keria, of course.
So where would you guys go for dinner in that case?
Where would we go for dinner?
I heard they're a fan of Hot Pot. Do you like Hot Pot?
Hot Pot's pretty good, yeah.
Do you actually feel like that?
Yeah, like
I feel like
I actually had Hot Pot today. Like
I feel
2
like
hours ago.
I feel like it's so overrated. I hate it so much.
Wow.
I'm like a Hot Pot anti and I'm a K-barbecue anti.
Why?
I just feel like they're so overrated.
I mean, they are rated very highly, but it's so good. It's just
let
like
me put
meat.
you on game. I'll give you the address. There's a taco truck somewhere near the FlyQuest office. You need to go there. They'll get you right.
Yeah,
Yeah, tell them.
but it's not very romantic.
That's okay. Well, you're not wrong, but I have had a few late night excursions to that taco truck.
Oh, really?
With my boyfriend.
Oh, who's your boyfriend?
That's for me to know and you to find out at a later date.
Okay.
But yeah, I'll put you on like actual food because I feel like
Okay.
Hot Pot, like the price to calorie ratio is just not right.
Oh, it's quite expensive, yeah.
So where would you go to Hot Pot with Keria or would you go somewhere else?
I'd go to Hot Pot with Keria. Yeah, I know he likes it.
So who would pay? Because I know he signed like a multi-million-dollar contract.
Yeah. I
But,
mean,
like-
if I invited him to dinner,
Yeah,
I would
but
pay.
Fair
I'm a
enough.
gentleman.
Okay, respect. I'll
Yeah.
keep that in mind. So after you guys were eliminated, obviously things were kind of like, I guess, rough mentally because domestically also you guys lost an unfortunate series to TL in the finals, which led to
Yeah.
a couple players getting a little bit overzealous of their capabilities. So like when you came back after MSI, did you ever doubt yourself going into the next split, or was it like a damn, that was a fluke, we know we're better than this and we can be better?
I mean, if anything, it like helped me a lot. Like the learnings at MSI are super useful. Also playing just the whole like scrim experience, only scrimming good teams is really valuable practice. Like in NA, it's hard to get scrims like that. So I just improved a lot over the time at MSI, and coming back into summer, I'm just more confident from it. So it was a difficult time, but like it was definitely good for my career in terms of increasing my play.
Yeah, for sure. And I think Genji went on to win the rest of the tournament, and Lehens, I think, is now touted as the best support. I disagree, but
He's very good.
he's
I've
pretty-
been watching his Raffle files recently.
really, he's pretty.
He's
good.
really good. Yeah, of
Yeah.
course.
So like, what do you think? Like, have you watched enough film on him to like say what he does well compared to like Keria, compared to On, compared to these other guys? What does Lehens do? Because I know like he has this, like really unorthodox champion. He plays like Singed Elise, these like really random champions that if I saw it in solo queue, I'd throw my monitor out the window. So like, what does he do well?
I mean, he's a top LCK support, so he does everything well. But like in specific, something good I learned from him is like, for example, in lane, he was playing a Leona game. He does a very good job of not showing. Like he'll hover into the river after crashing wave, and then he'll like snake back into the bot bush, and then like the enemies will walk up because they feel pressure to do something because he could be roaming mid, but he's just in the bot bush, and then he gets a good trade. Or applying the opposite, like one time he saw mid was getting super volatile wave 2. He literally just like went into the river and just like S-keyed, and it put so much pressure on mid because of that. So like he's very good at the concept of just like not showing and like how that can pressure the map. And then he's also very smart about like how he uses his vision. Like he helps, or probably like most LCK supports do this well, because right now the meta is like Tristana, Corki, mid lane. And both those champs are very resource heavy. So like even if you don't have like mid prio, being able to cheat the side lane and making sure they can safely farm is very important. So he does a very good job of warding for them.
Yeah, and he does have a very mean Lulu as well. Do you think you learned a thing or two from him in regards to Lulu?
In regards to Lulu, I mean, my Lulu is like pretty perfect, so I'm not sure it can get much better.
If we can proceed to the next slide as well. So now we're going to be discussing this split. The graphic is unrelated. Don't worry about that.
What is going on?
Would you like to break down the graphic for us?
You can break it down. You made it.
I didn't make it. I got it from Google Images.
I know you didn't make the images.
You don't think I can do a Mao Zedong with John Cena? I could do that.
Okay, do it then.
Okay, well, I would have done it if we would have rapped the Lil Uzi songs earlier. But
My bad, bro.
someone was too vegan.
Bro, I dropped like 3 lines.
You dropped 3 lines.
Yeah. That's
3
great.
lines.
That's all I know.
I know you know more.
No.
What the fuck kind of eye roll is that? What the fuck is that? So coming into this split, I think the first series you played Ornn a couple of games.
Yeah.
You looked really confident, and in general, I think thus far it's been a couple weeks of LCS. I believe it's been 3 weeks. And in pretty much all the series, FlyQuest has looked pretty good. At times, you might make mistakes as like a team, but it feels like you're playing a lot more confident as well as everyone on the team. So kind of like you said earlier, you know, you learned a lot from MSI. So coming into this split, what was your like biggest personal objective as like an individual?
Yeah. My biggest personal objective was definitely to be more of a leader in the game. Because like during MSI, I noticed that in high pressure situations, it's very important that the person that's in a good position in the game or has a good idea makes like a simple, clear plan for your teammates to follow. Because then if you set that plan, then your teammates will start thinking about how they can add to the plan and help it, and just like makes good situations. And also if you're the one making the plan, you have more of a like just you're mindful about playmaking. So then you're more likely to find good plays because you're thinking more and like you're trying to lead them. So it just makes me more of an aggressive player. And I would say this split, I've definitely been doing that a lot more. Less in the first game because I was playing Ornn, and honestly, Ornn on stage felt very different than Ornn in scrims. Because in scrims, fights start more naturally, but in stage it's a lot more like standoff based. So like in that series, even though like I played well mechanically and I had like pretty cool Ornn combos, I didn't play well enough in terms of like making space. So that's something I can still improve on. But in the second and third series, I was definitely much more of a playmaker and leading. So yeah, definitely my MSI learnings are being applied.
And FlyQuest added a couple pieces in the offseason. You added Mithy as a positional coach.
Yeah.
And then also obviously the addition of Quad. So I guess run me through both of those, because obviously Mithy is one of the most decorated Western supports, a ton of success in Europe. The time in NA we can skip over and go straight to his we can go straight to his time as a coach of FlyQuest. So what's it been like working with Mithy?
Mithy's great. Like I actually worked with him at 100 Thieves when I was subbing for them. He would just help me personally, and Mithy's great. He's super funny. He's super fun to be around, and it's very useful to have a support coach, you know? He's an assistant coach, not a positional coach, but since he was a support player, as you said, like he can help me out a lot, and he has been. So it's just really nice to get like support specific feedback. Yeah.
Yeah, and I mean, you said he's funny. It's like, what are some of the funny things he said or done? Or can you like not say it?
I mean, he's like a funny person. He's like very, very European.
Like his demeanor?
Yeah.
Is it similar to Inspired? Or is it a different kind of European?
It's different. It's different.
Okay.
Mithy's like, he's very particular about his like coffee and his food, and I just think that's very funny. And he's always like kicking around the soccer ball, just like he's just like Mithy. When you're with him, you know you're with Mithy.
So you have the 3 horsemen of the European apocalypse. You have Whippo, then you have Inspired, and Mithy. Are you collecting the Infinity Stones at FlyQuest?
And we have Nuke Duck.
Nuked. Oh, that's
Yeah,
true. And you're Polish.
Yeah,
So you have 5.
we have all 5.
How many did Thanos have? Do you remember?
5. That is.
Are you guys wanting to split then?
I think so. Yeah.
You might be fly season.
I think
They
it's
said it was dig season, but
absolutely not.
after that series, I mean, thanks to you guys, I got to eat dinner early that day, so I appreciate that. So what's it been like playing with Quad? Because obviously he's someone who is newer to NA. He played in Challengers before he promoted, and on stage he looks pretty confident. So what's that like?
Quad is he fits our team really well because previously we had 4 like very naturally aggressive players, and I think Jensen was more of just like he's just known as like a very stable control mage player, but Quad naturally is like way more aggressive and active in the game, and that fits well with the rest of us because, for example, if Bippo's doing something very aggressive, if they kill him and the other side isn't playing aggressive, it's not as valuable. But if everyone's playing aggressive at the same time, their jungler can't attack everyone. Not just in the early game, but also like in mid game. Like if they go for quad, Bippo will get more on the other side if we're side laning with both solo laners. So it just works well because if everyone's playing aggressive, we can benefit more from the enemies using cooldowns or even just showing to kill you or chunk you or do whatever.
So recently, APA was on the broadcast. I believe it was on Friday, and he ranked all the mid laners, and he put quad in the bottom of C tier. Would you agree with that assessment?
No, absolutely not. Like quad is, quad's like definitely like S tier mid laner. Like he's great.
So quad and Keria or Johnny, who are you saving?
Quad, he's my teammate.
You're not gonna save your idol?
No, my teammates come first.
You're a better man than me. If you and Keria are drowning, I hope you know how to swim because you're a cook. I'm saving Keria. So that's amazing, and I think like so far you guys are 2-1 on the split, looking pretty good. Do you feel like TL is? I feel like most people say TL is the best team. What do you think like TL does specifically that's like really good, and like do you feel like they're the best team outside of FlyQuest, obviously?
Yeah, I would say TL is the best team outside of FlyQuest, and what they do well specifically, they're just very active in the game. Like they're always not wasting tempo. They're playing very fast in the game. And if you're not playing the map well, they will just beat you. So that's how they beat a lot of teams. But I think if you can play the map equally as good as them, then it comes down to like hands. And I don't think their hands are that insane. So that's like our big advantage over them. So when we're able to play the map as good as them, we'll just win.
I mean, they do have a couple 30-year-olds. Cordy just turned 30.
Is he actually?
He just turned 30 like last weekend.
Oh, really? Congratulations.
After week 2. To me? Why do you say congratulations to me?
Core.
He's not seeing this shit. Okay, I'll send it to him. I'll see if I can send it to him. The Impact's 29. So you guys obviously have like younger, more youth in your team. So I guess that's the edge you guys have.
Yeah.
So where do you think Quad would then rank up compared to the other mid laners? You can be as honest as you want, or if you want to sugarcoat it a little bit, you could.
I mean, he's definitely top 2. I mean, it's just, I think it's him or JoJo, right?
Fair enough.
Am I missing anyone? I don't think he's definitely.
I think Quid can have really good moments, so I think Quid is probably like in the conversation for top 3.
I can see that, but I think he's better than Quid for sure.
Fair enough. All right. So in conclusion, we actually have a picture of you guys from boot camp. You're doing preacher curls. How much weight is that?
I don't actually know, bro.
Is that like a standard bar? Like it's 45?
No. I mean, that was like the last exercise. We were just doing it for the photo because Andrew Barton said if we post a photo on Twitter, we can expensify the gym because we bought a day pass. And
really?
This gym was absolutely like milking us. We were going every single day, spending, I forgot how much, like $15 for a day pass. So you got to do what you got to do to expense it,
Yeah, fair enough.
So this was just for photos.
Looks like pretty good form.
Oh, thank you.
Why do you need 2 spotters for a preacher curl?
It's just very heavy, very heavy.
He's kind of built too. Inspire's kind of built.
He is more built than me, yeah.
Who would you say is like the most muscular on FlyQuest?
Probably Inspired, yeah.
Would you guys ever arm wrestle for like counterpick or?
I think he's stronger than me.
You think so? How much does he bench? Do you know?
I have no idea.
All right. How much do you bench?
I don't know. I don't bench.
You're lying. How much do you bench?
No, I'm actually serious. I don't bench.
What do you do then?
For chest, I just do incline.
Mm-hmm.
Not incline bench, just the machine.
Like the machine,
yeah. And then I do pec flies.
That's it?
Yeah, but like on the machine, the pec flies.
Okay,
machine. Yeah.
Fair enough. So what's like your favorite exercise then, if you don't do a ton of chest?
Favorite exercise for chest or just in general?
Just in general.
Favorite exercise. Bicep curls are pretty fun.
I mean, obviously, you do have some nice biceps.
Thank you, bro. I appreciate that.
No problem.
The rope pull down for triceps is fun. Push down, what's it called? Pull down, push down.
Yeah, push down. It's pretty fun.
That one's fun.
Yeah.
Yeah, I like hack squat.
What the fuck?
It's fun.
Do you do legs?
Occasionally.
That's disgusting. Cut the camera. That is disgusting.
Cut it.
Yeah, cut it. That's it.